Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, our show is being presented by KVC Builders, where we'll learn why they are right from the start as the New England builder of custom homes and renovations since 1980. I'll learn from project manager David Frissora about their process where they not only give their best to every client and project, but also to one another, which is key in allowing KVC to maintain their high standards 100% of the time. Nathan Gardner, the creative producer and host of Ghostly Getaways, will tell us about his upcoming show at the Newport Opera House. John Mortimer will give us a preview of this year's Capital Wells Sunapee Triathlon coming up this weekend. And we'll close with Storm Connors, who will give us a tour of the very unique Ice House Museum. Don't go away because fall is upon us, so you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from a stunning location here on Lake Sunapee, which is one of KVC Builders' recent projects. And I'm now joined by their project manager, Dave Frissora. Hi, Dave.
How are you today?
Thanks for having us here. This is quite the view and the place to be.
Quite a location.
Quite a location. So tell us about KVC Builders.
KVC Builders is a custom home builder, almost 40 years old.
Wow.
With a presence up in the Lake Sunapee area for about the past 10 years.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. So new to the area. And what makes you different than other builders maybe in the area?
Ooh, probably just our team approach and our overall philosophy and the way we look at a project and the team commitment from architects, engineers, our craftsmen, client input, the quality, and the commitment that goes into the project.
So you can kind of be a one-stop shop for someone. That's important, right? And describe a KVC home. I mean, obviously looking here, we can get a sense of what you design and build, but tell us about the ideal project for you.
Typical KVC project is they're all unique. They're all different. They're all someone's vision, someone's ideas, a collaborative effort, of visions put on paper that we have the privilege of transforming into something real. Really cool. Really cool. We get to do some amazing stuff.
It must be fascinating to watch it come together on a piece of paper, and then you can come and stand and see the real thing.
Sometimes it's unbelievable at the end, but yeah, it's a remarkable experience.
That's amazing. And tell us about KVC. You've said 40 years you've been in business, but only about 10 years here in the Lake Sunapee region. What's the history of this company?
So it started, again, about 40 years ago as a residential remodeling company through some quality craftsmanship, some great projects, good clients. It grew, it spread its wings a little bit, became a family-owned business, grew a little bit more. Currently there's 3 owners of KVC Builders, focused largely in Boston and the Metro West area, all the way down to Cape Cod and the islands, Lakes region in New Hampshire. We reach as far as ski country up in Vermont. Cool. And branching out into construction management services essentially across the entire country. Wow. And how did you end up here in Sunapee about 10 years ago? Through a client of ours in the Metro West area. Asked us to come up and look at a little 3-day project, which I think was 3 or 4 weeks worth of work. Okay, yep. And then that transformed into, this was our very first project. that we started in December of 2012.
Wow.
And we've been a presence here ever since.
And you've grown to different places around the area?
Yes.
Yes, that's the fun part. And we have a big population here of people that buy a little cabin or sweet little house on the lake and then want to make it a big destination for them. So I'm sure you've seen similar projects to that.
We've seen that and been privileged to be part of it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So tell us about some of the cool things you've been able to do in projects.
So we have a whole host of things that we do work on that I've been fortunate enough to work on. We work on anything from single family homes in a suburban setting. We work on multi-building projects. I've worked on boathouses. I've worked on indoor pools.
Cool.
I've worked on several bowling alleys.
Wow.
Tree houses. Some incredible landscape and hardscape situations on some really tough schedules. These are sometimes season commitments.
Sure.
And getting projects done on time is a huge important factor to us. So we really get to work on some unbelievable projects.
So no idea that a homeowner comes to you and says, "Hey, can you build a bowling alley?" You can say, "Yep, we can do that."
Anywhere you want it.
That's impressive. That's great. And tell us about a potential client. How do they get in contact with you and become a KVC Builder customer?
They become a KVC customer by being willing to get on the team and really pitch in and help see their project through fruition. They're involved in every single detail all along the way. Educated decisions are made by the team, and it's a lot of word of mouth. They can find us on the internet.
Yes.
But we're happy to look at anything, and we work with an incredible host of architects and engineers, and can really put together a good team. That's
amazing, and I'm sure just bringing someone to a property like this is a great showcase for you to have someone see it in the flesh.
It doesn't hurt.
Well, Dave, I really appreciate you inviting us here and taking a look, and really nice to meet you and learn about KVC Builders.
You as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. When your Yankee Chronicle returns, I'll hear from Nathan Gardner about his Ghostly Getaways presentation at the Newport Opera House. First, please listen to these words from the not-so-scary businesses that make your show possible.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. 'Tis the season for tales of ghostly encounters. Let's now join Nathan Gardner at the Newport Opera House.
Well, we're very lucky. We have Adam Berry, who is the star of Kindred Spirits, and before that, Ghost Hunters, which can be seen on the Travel Channel and Discovery Plus. He's a very popular paranormal investigator. He's got a huge history in this field and a lot of stories to tell. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come to Newport and tell spooky ghost stories. The only difference is that these are real ghost stories. These are stories that actually happened to him and his friends, and they're fun, they're funny, and they're a little bit scary, so it should be a good time. Well, I've known Adam for a few years now. We both sort of work in the theater world. And I've always been into the paranormal. I've had a long interest in it. I've watched most of the TV shows, including Adam's, for many years. And I've also been investigating the paranormal as I've worked on different Broadway tours all over the country. I've been lucky to go into some of the most haunted buildings in the US and Canada. The Newport Opera House has a very special place in my heart. I spent a lot of my younger years in Newport and Sunapee and performed here with school concerts and musicals and all of that fun stuff. And it really helped lay the foundation for my career. I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today if it weren't for my experiences growing up and working at the Opera House. It always kind of had a slightly creepy vibe to it, so the last time I was home about a year ago, they graciously allowed me to come in and do a paranormal investigation, and we determined that it is in fact haunted. And the fact that it is a haunted opera house just seems a perfect fit for Adam's type of event. And Meg reached out to me and asked if we'd be interested in doing something spooky-ish, like for a benefit. And I immediately called Adam and said, do you want to do this? This could be fun. And he said, absolutely. So here we are. Adam had, I don't want to say too much because I think he's going to touch on that in his show, but Adam had an experience when he was younger in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, near the Civil War battlefields that completely changed his life and made him a believer in the paranormal. And since then, he began investigating, and he formed his own paranormal investigative group. They worked out of Cape Cod for a while. That's where he lives. And he won a reality show called Ghost Hunters Academy, where he was able to then join the cast of Ghost Hunters. He spent several years there. And then when the original run ended, he and his friend Amy Bruni got together and created Kindred Spirits, which is, I think, about to go into its 6th season. What the paranormal is kind of a mystery. We don't know yet. That's why we're investigating. There are lots of theories out there. Ghosts, whether you believe in them or not, weird stuff does happen. And I think what we're trying to do when we investigate is simply to document that these things are happening, so that some people don't have to be afraid to come out and say they've had an experience. Hundreds of people have them every year. And as far as investigating goes, it varies. It honestly depends on the location. We do have equipment that we use of all shapes and sizes, EMF detectors, specific cameras, and recording devices and whatnot. But a lot of it depends on where you are and sort of how it feels. I always say that when you're investigating, your body is actually the best tool you can use, because you can sense often when there's something there, and you just have to be aware of your surroundings, and it'll happen when you least expect it. Absolutely. The show is this Saturday. It's at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available at newportoperahouse.com or at the box office. And there will be a meet and greet after the show, where Adam will come into the audience and meet people, photos, autographs. He'll have some merchandise on hand as well that he'll sign for people if they want. So it's a unique opportunity, not just to hear more about the paranormal and real ghost stories, but also to meet a TV celebrity, which is exciting, especially to be bringing him to our little pocket of New Hampshire. And there are people coming from all over the country to see this, which is really exciting, that they're not just going to see Adam, they're going to see New Hampshire. And I love that. I love being able to introduce people to the Lake Sunapee area.
Wow, that could be fun. Thanks, Nathan. When we return, John Mortimer will tell us about the Capital Well Triathlon coming up this weekend. But first, another edition of the businesses that have endured you and the Yankee Chronicle.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a La Valley Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. For the second year, the Capital Well Triathlon will take place in or around our Lake Sunapee. Let's hear more from John. Hi, John.
The Capital Well Sunapee Triathlon kicks off at 8:30 on Saturday morning. They start with a 1,500-meter swim here in beautiful Lake Sunapee. Then they follow up by approximately a 25-mile bike ride around Lake Sunapee on a clockwise direction. And then they finish up with a 10K run here on the shoreline and finishing right next to the beach at Sunapee State Park. So it'll happen between about 8:30 and noon on Saturday. It's an Olympic distance triathlon where we might have some professional athletes. We also have some novice athletes. The Olympic distance, again, is 1,500 meters of a swim, approximately 25-mile bike, and a 10K run. And we have some great athletes. Again, some local professionals that are regionally very fast, and great athletes to newbies and first-timers. So it's all cross sections. Just people want to come out here and exercise and have a great time at Lake Sunapee. You know, go to the millenniumrunning.com, check out the website. Registration's still open, and if you have the ability to run, swim, and bike, there's no barrier to entries other than a little bit of guts. It takes a small army of staff and medical professionals and charitable partners and volunteers to help us safely produce the Capital Well Sunapee Triathlon. That starts with our municipal partners, New Hampshire State Parks, the town of Newberry, town of Sunapee, town of New London, all coming together between the fire departments and the police and fire and New London Hospital, all coming together to create a safe event here, along with our charitable partners, Nessa, which does a great job bringing out volunteers and earning money for their charity, which just does a great job here in the Sunapee region. You know, over the years, Millennium Running has raised and donated over $1 million for local charity partners. And Nessa is a perfect example of a local community partner that just fits the ecosystem of community here with our charity missions. So just a reminder, you know, our athletes are going to be out there competing Saturday mornings, so please be cautious with athletes participating on the road on a bike or on a run. And of course, slow down if you're driving, and please help us have these athletes have a safe and fun experience. Yeah, so if you happen to live along the course, along the banks of Lake Sunapee, get out there, get a cowbell, cheer for the riders as they ride by. If you happen to live, come over to Sunapee State Park and enjoy the finish line experience here at the state park.
Thanks, John. Come out this Saturday and cheer on the participants, especially on the road course for runners and bikers. When we return, Storm Connors will give us a Cliff Notes tour of the Ice House Museum. Stay with us now as we bring you a few words from the local businesses that are still with us even during these crazy COVID times.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick must-see bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Peel, your host. Up next, we join Storm Connors for a tour of the Ice House Museum. Hi, Storm.
Hi, I'm Storm Connors. I'm a volunteer here at the Ice House, and I'd love to take you on a tour. We've got 7 buildings here full of stuff. Ford Motor Company was founded in 1903. This is a 1904 Ford. So it's about as early a Ford as you're going to come across. So this is a Model C, and 3 years later, this is a Model N, as in November. This Speedster is, well, there's a picture up in the back there. What everybody lusted for was the Stutz Bearcat, which that picture is of. But they cost several $1,000s, and you could go off and buy a Model T and build your own. Henry said the Model T was what everybody needed, but the people started saying that's not what we want and buying Chevys. Interesting story, but Edsel Ford designed the body of this car. And Henry says, we're starting over, we're calling it a Model A. So this is the second version of the Model A. The first one back in 1903. So there's a Model A engine over there that you can turn over and watch the pistons go up and down. Go off to other buildings here. Bill collected pedal cars and other things. And so he always liked to leave some toys out for the kids to play on. That's what the ones not behind the rope are. So this is the original Ice House. And Bill bought this because he needed a space for his collection, really. And when we took the siding off this last year to replace it, found out that there was an opening where that window is that went from floor all the way up to the roof, and that's where they put the ice in. There's a big collection of the ice business over on the left. The most important exhibit is that little sign over the window that has the numbers on it. If you wanted ice, you'd put that sign in your window with how many pounds you wanted up. Bill was interested in Yankee ingenuity and how people adjusted to life, and the kerosene stove, when you didn't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start a fire in the wood stove, that was a big plus, a big step up in your life. And all sorts of fun exhibits. The sick cow that was used on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Some interesting lawnmowers, by the way. This one is cool. Bill bought a blacksmith shop and moved it here. So this is a circular saw, and it's not a pipe dream. These were actually sold and used before electricity was common. And in the corner is a blacksmith's forge. if you're a blacksmith, the first thing you got to learn to make is tongs. This early motor scooter was a Cushman, and they came with, they made a truckster that had 2 back wheels. And the biggest user of those was meter maids in the city. They would drive the trucksters. And the other big use was for ice cream trucks. Those bicycles with the big wheel are called ordinary bicycles, and the one with a chain on it is called a safety bicycle, for obvious reasons. But by comparison, they were much safer. This vehicle is kind of cool because this was a Sears and Roebuck, so this is the catalog with the Sears for sale, and this one is a 1909, which is the same year the Model T came out. But the early Model Ts were $800-900, and this was $295. Have an early model pumper. This was a sugar shack, as you can tell by the roof. And then Bill bought the contents of a tinsmith shop. So we have the tools and examples of tinsmiths' work in there. And we have pumps. So it's all sorts of pumps. And you can imagine if you had been going outside to get your water for years and this suddenly appeared in your kitchen, you'd feel like again you died and went to heaven. This was you can tell that's a very early T by all the brass. That's a 1911, and that was the first car that Bill collected. Kid was hitchhiking back from California, and he got to Denver and he'd had enough hitchhiking. So he bought the Model T and drove this Model T from Denver to New London. And his parents said, you know, get that piece of junk out of the driveway. So he brought it over to Bill, and Bill swapped him for a pair of tires. They had to set up a movie projector in the, and then Bill wanted entertainment, and so he put it in the town hall so they could show movies. Later on they added this so they could show talkies. So you've seen the ice house. Any one of these 7 buildings you could spend 3 hours in with no trouble at all. So come on down and look it over. Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 4, and on Saturday from 9 to 2. Please don't come with less than an hour to spend. You'll be very disappointed.
Next week, we'll be back here as Charles Glidewell from the First Baptist Church will provide a thoughtful fall message. Hannah Flanders will join us for a look at their Sweet Beat Cafe. And we'll close our KVC Builders show with Tom Tucci, maintenance manager, who will tell us about their property management and maintenance services. Don't miss our live football game of the week at ycnnow.com with replays on WYCX every Sunday and Monday at noon and 5 p.m. Friday night we'll be on air live at 6:24 as the Cougars of Kearsarge host the Pythons of Pelham. Our live football games this fall feature Kearsarge, Lebanon, Hopkinton, Stevens, and Hartford. Other programming on WYCX's Outside Television includes original shows featuring the most exciting extreme sports from rock climbing, biking, water sports, and of course skiing. I'm Abby Peel. Until next week at this same time, check out the website kvcbuilders.com for more of their story. Stay safe, everyone.